Why hello there, fellow space miners. Radamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan. Episode 45. Burning through the Invar for coolant loops. And I'll leave these walls on until the whole structure's done. I could remove them now. Actually, no, I'm going to remove them now. Because it will save me the cost of printing new ones. It's 3 fewer flat walls that I'll need to make. Being economical about it. Well, what I will say is the Stirling engines were a really nice addition to the base. Being able to, like, ignore, essentially, battery power now. It's like, my power does not fluctuate the way it used to. Which is just awesome. Swapping up on my batteries. Because I know my arc welder is getting a lot of use right now. And then 32 sheets. And I'll probably need to make some steel too. So I know I'm going to need to make Invar, steel, probably a whole lot of other stuff too, I'd imagine. It's sun up. Or Janice up. I'm gonna... One of the things is I can't control the combustor. I can just control the everything. It'd be good if I was able to, like, individually control the H2 combustor, because at the moment I just can either combust all my fuel or not, and nothing in between, which is not a great system. Alright, there's the sheets. I know I'm going to need the flat walls, but at least I'll get these started. I have a fresh waste tank, so, yep, good to go. It's a little hot out. Just a little. Actually, I'll weld in layers. It'll be a little easier. It takes a little longer, but be a little easier. Oh, come on. All the expelled gas from vacuum sealing it shoved me backwards. Yup, that makes sense. That is correct. Hey, ZG. Thank you for the resub. What's my waste tank at? Oh, waste tank's fine. It's good to see. So, this is the completely unnecessary, absolutely overkill cooling tower. The height of it. So we can have a crazy amount of gas-to-gas heat exchange. But Vulcan's hot, so, you know, this helps to deal with hot Vulcan. Alright, so 6 plus 6, 12, plus 9. So 21 plus 6, 27. Plus another 6, 33 flat walls, is that right? 33 flat walls and sheets. Waste tank, caution. I know, it's hot out. I'm actually gonna go right back out. I'm curious if the Sterling intake tanks are full. I counted 6 when I meant 9 at one point. I'll double check. I mean, if I print too many, it's like not a big deal, but still. Oh yeah, this is 40. It's already full midday. Like, no problem. It fills up. All right, so count again. We've got 6 on this face, 6 on that face, 12, 6 on that face, 18, 9 on this face, 27, and 6 on this face, 33. Yeah, that 33. I didn't miss anything, right? There's no other... Yeah, I think 33. Alright, let's start getting the materials for the steel. I might already have, well, probably not for both the flat walls and the sheets. So, there's coal right here. I'm gonna probably regret getting this coal, but if I ever want to put the terrain back, there's always the terrain manipulator. The only issue with terrain manipulator in Vulcan is it puts back, like, terrain that looks like it has magma in it, so it's a little concerning. It doesn't actually hurt you, but it does look scary. It puts back terrain that looks like that. Like you can actually hear the magma flow, or lava flow. It's scary. Alright, we got coal, now I just need iron. Fortunately, I don't really know. I've found some small nodes of iron, but we might need to go a little bit further afield. I'll leave the waste tank up. Also, I should replace my propellant tank soon, too, because my propellant tank's low. Another thing we could do is, now that we're producing, like, loads of oxygen, we could use the advanced furnace for just, like, regular alloy production. If we don't want to wait for hot temp noonday, whatever, you know? That's a pretty valid use case. Because I'm not too worried about burning oxygen now. We have a lot of it. That it? It's a shame that Vulcan laughs at the idea of Amy Autobot miner. Well, two problems with that. One, yeah, the terrain means that Amy wouldn't work here. The Amy bot, if you're wondering, is like a human-sized robot that just does mining, but it requires flat terrain, like quite flat terrain, in order to work. Otherwise, it's just going to constantly get stuck and jam up and not go anywhere. The other issue is, in this series, I don't use IC code, and you cannot run an Amy bot without IC code. Amy bots 100% require IC code, so there'd be no way for me to even do it without violating the rules. So for both of those reasons, we are Amy free. Now, I know I was low on iron, so I'm just going to get a little extra iron. Not that I'm going to turn that into more steel. It's just... See an iron node, get an iron node. Now, there's other ways to automatically get ore. There is a bunch of other mining methods. So, you can get a rocket miner by sending a rocket up to space, which gathers material for you. There's the ogre drill, which is like a borehole drill, which drills like sideways. I wouldn't say it's very good, but you could get ore that way. There's the deep miner, which drills vertically. You could get ore that way too. So there's a bunch of different ways to kind of like automate mining. Functionally speaking, on the scale of my base, none of those methods make sense. Auto mining makes sense when you're making mega structures, because the investment cost of actually building the auto miner, setting it up, getting chutes, getting all the logic, is more effort than just doing the mining yourself. So it's like a fun project, but not really for me on stream. It just wouldn't make sense at all. Alright. Let's start... I know I just got a hunger caution, but let's start processing the ores, so that we're primed and ready to go, turning them into steel in the morn. And the other one we're going to need to consider is the Invar, but I'll do the steel first, because I can't even set up the building without steel. You've actually seen a non-icy Amy, but it was a skyscraper full of chips. Interesting. Sounds horrible to set up. I mean, I think we're definitely in the... I would not consider taking on projects like that, because they're way out of scope of streaming. To put it nicely, there are some things in Stationeers, like mega projects, that like are fun and all, but like they are absolutely dreadful to stream as a content creator, because it's just like building a 9x9x6 hangar that can accommodate you know, all possible traders. Cool project. Problem is, it would probably take me like 20 real-life hours to set up, to only have like one plane land on it ever. Cool project that is almost entirely making walls. You know, it's boring. It's way too boring. So there's a lot of things in Stationeers that you will not see me do, and it's for the simple fact of the matter that it would put you to sleep. So it works for someone that streams this like 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. Does not work for me streaming it once a week at 4 hours a clip. So I'm not considering taking projects that are way out of scope, which are a lot of the mega projects that would require like auto miners and things like that. I'm also, I embrace the KISS principle, the keep it simple stupid, which is I don't overcomplicate things if I don't have to, because that's a horrible way for you guys to learn. For those that don't know how to play this game, for me to unnecessarily complicate a system for elegance or whatever is like, no, freaking stupid. That does you no benefit. So I don't do it, because it's an obnoxious thing to do for no reason. So if I want to make Invar, that would be iron and nickel. So let's grab... Oh, and here's the ore I threw through my arc furnace. That was quick. But it was iron, so like, of course. So let's gather the materials for a batch of Invar as well. And then maybe I'll manage to make Invar midday, but probably not because of the pressure requirements. But this chamber is... ready for steel. So as soon as it's hot enough to make steel, all I got to do is pipe in some new gas and we're set. I could actually, you know, there's one thing I could do, I just realized. In order to make Invar, I could make a powered vent, a large powered vent, which has a lot higher rate intake. That way, in the middle of the day, in Vulcan, I can shove a massive amount of air into the furnace and brute force Invar. I honestly think that's a really good idea. In order to make a powered vent, I would need Invar, which is chicken and the egg, because I don't have any Invar left. So never mind. It's a really good idea for the future, is to use the powered vents, because the powered vents are active vents on steroids. Like they work so much. The large powered vents move so much more gas. In fact, you can even upgrade your airlocks for large powered vents. They'll cycle airlocks a lot faster. I was contemplating that as like a side project. But I digress. Let's go get the nickel and the iron. And I'll make a slightly larger batch of Invar, because I'm going to be making a lot of these heat exchangers. And I want Invar left over at the end of the project. So if I recall correctly, we found nickel somewhere in the crevasse around here. Oh, and I totally forgot to exchange my propellant tank, so I got to keep an eye on that. How have you not died from ash storms? Like, for real. Old road flares that I, like, threw away 90 days ago. Or something like that. Just chilling out there. I mean, I know they're flares and they're designed to, like, endure harsh conditions, but I'm impressed. So, Invar is a 1-to-1. Oh, sorry, that's not Invar. Fine. Invar is a 1-to-1 ratio of nickel and iron. And I want to make a nice big batch of it so that I don't have to worry about it. So I'll do like 100 iron, 100 nickel or something like that. And I'm just going to get some copper while I'm here. Oh man, there's a lot of copper here. Cool. Well, we solved some copper shortage issues. I was also low on iron. And those issues are being solved as well. I'll leave some of the more of these iron exposed. Not that I'm going to remember it's there, but hypothetically. So now we just need the nickel. I think it was further down that way. Maybe I'll do 150, if I can find that much nickel. And you can see the benefit of, like, an arc furnace. As soon as you really don't have to worry about power consumption, I just smelted all of... Well, it's in the process of smelting, obviously, but, like, being able to just queue it all up and then walk away is just awesome. Like, it will be all ingots when it's done. And then on top of that, it will smelt into stacks of 50 ingots. So if I want to make something out of like desmelted iron, like outcast iron. Because I could have also put my iron through there to make the Invar. Granted, the Invar requires a lot of pressure, but I could have put the iron in there in order to outgas it to make Invar even easier to make. I just hadn't. All right, so we got cobalt there. I really ought to get the mining glasses at some point. Being diverted away because of that whole like nitrogen thing. I mean, to be fair, it was voted on, but it does mean that I can't benefit from the advanced furnace as soon as possible. God, where was the nickel? If I had a nickel for every time I needed nickel, I'd at least have $1 or $2. What does the sensor take? So I'm talking about the sensor lasers, or lenses, which is Inconel silicon steel. So Inconel is a super alloy. And then the sensor processing unit or scanner, which is waspalloy. Because the sensors by themselves is just glasses without an input. So waspalloy and Inconel. And I could have made a batch of waspalloy and Inconel. I just, working on other things. I think once the sun comes, or once Janus rise, or whatever you want to call it, it'll be a little bit easier to find this nickel. I'm sure I've, like, walked over a whole bunch of it already. I can also check the mountain face hillsides. Which I really haven't done any mining down here. I just need to keep an eye on my propellant, because it's down to 1 MPa. I don't want to run out of propellant and then kind of have to mine my way back up. That would be unfun. Hey! See, I've never really wandered that far from the base. So this is a new zone. And I can see the sun coming. Iron, coal, gold, silicon, cobalt, coal, more coal. Come on, sunlight, help me out here. Put me out of my misery. Let there be light. Ah, here we go. Now I have to worry about my waste tank. As you can see, being in this valley, looking up the hills, gives me a good vantage point to seeing a lot of metals at once. Unfortunately, I don't see any nickel yet. Good lord. Okay. Really wasn't helpful. Yeah, I'm trying to do this without the jetpack. Very good mountain climber, apparently. Woohoo! The other thing I'm going to do is to make the batch of steel so that we can start processing the Inconel, or Invar. Alright, I know there's more nickel left, but I got everything I need. Oh, I left that on. There we go. Waste tank is about half full. And yes, Seth, to answer your question, there is dozens of different wall patterns that you can make. So here's just like a list of some that are referred to as walls. There's geometric patterns, there's arches, there's padded, there's just a huge amount of walls. I'm just using flat walls because they're easy, cheap, and I don't need to arrange patterns. Basically, they're just like no brain required for that, which is good for me, you know, given my brain. All right, there's steel. And we'll start making the start at least outgassing the stuff for the Invar. Might get hot enough for Invar, I'm not really sure. The outgassing of the iron and nickel is probably going to cool it down enough that it won't work. Come on, I got more nickel than I meant to. Yeah, it's only 700 in there. Oh, God. The outflow vent. Yeah, it's not hot enough for Invar, so let's cycle in, fix the waste tank, and then try to make Invar while it's hot. Having the mega ridiculous powered vent would have been really helpful in this instance, but I wasted all my Invar in the wrong thing. These aren't even insulated, are they? Yeah, I haven't really touched this furnace in a long time, and it shows. So Invar needs temperatures above 900 Celsius, which it does reach above 900 Celsius during the day here, but I don't know it, and then it also needs pressures above 18. So what I'm doing is I'm like flushing out colder gas and pulling in warmer gas, and as soon as it hits like 927, I'll turn off the outflow and try to pressurize this, but like higher speed vents would have made this a lot easier. So now it's pressurizing with hot air, and maybe I get it hot enough and pressurized enough for Invar. It's possible, depending on how long the day is we've got left. Invar from atmosphere is pretty ridiculous. And yeah, this tank's it's doing exactly what it needs to do. And the Stirling tanks are 6K, 6K, 6K. Perfect. The working gas. Oh, I failed to mention, but when the Stirling engines are on, the working gas disappears into the machine to basically operate. It doesn't really matter. Essentially, the way it's working is it uses the hydrogen gas to do the thermal conduction between the hot gas and the atmospheric gas in order to produce the power. And then when it's off, all the hydrogen gets put back into the tank. So when these are on, you'll see that the tank, this canister is empty. And when they're off, the canister has the hydrogen back. This hydrogen just happens to be ridiculously hot because it's ridiculously hot out, which is why it's higher pressure. So this is why I didn't fully pressurize these canisters, because they would like explode otherwise, because that's actually pretty close to exploding. Speaking of close to exploding, we're almost at 18. We're at 14. I could probably shove some I could probably pull the reagent mix out, shove some silver in to get it a little hotter and more pressurized if it doesn't hit, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make Invar there. I'm gonna have to cycle through my airlock one more time because my waste tank's basically full. And yeah, I should do propellant too. Oh, what is making that noise? Oh, crap. This is why you want to automate your bottles intake. My bottles almost went kablooey. I left them on intake for too long. At least I figured it out quick. Nope, it got overpressurized. That's fine. Why is this not working? Oh, it is working. Come on, Invar. Come on, Invar. There we go. 300 grams of Invar. Yeah, the groan noises are, I mean, they're supposed to be scary. And they are. It's a warning of, like, you do any more and I'm gonna explode. And I can remedy this pretty easily by bloop doing that. The ratio of the fuel in this line is wrong now because the volatile gas was really hot. But yeah, whatever. All right, flat walls. 33. And then, if we ever wanted power vents, it's steel and electrum. Which is good for, like, airlock cycling or moving a lot of gas. I could have done it for the Stirling engines. Rather than a batch right around a bunch of active vents, I could have done one powered vent. Something like that. No storms coming. Suit batteries are good. What about my welder? Let's swap the welder battery. And the really loud, obnoxious groaning noises are done. My propellant tanks got swapped. There's lots of fuel in the fuel line that will just turn into water. Got some cables back. We almost have all of the flat walls we need. Did I switch off the mixer? Yeah, I flicked it on and off very, very quickly. Otherwise, it would have caused a whole different problem. So now the H2 combustor is working through the 17 NPA of water production. And we have 7 liters of water to be pulled in. we have 30, just over 30, almost 31 liters of water ready to go. So, not really filling a pool or anything, but, you know, taking a very, 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 very short shower. Granted, I don't take showers. Just because my hygiene's always going to suck. I'm not going to bother with that. Is it worth the farm giving a sip? This farm's probably has, I'm going to guess, 1.5 liters of water left in its system. So I'm going to finish the flat walls first, at least. We've got 2 kilomoles, so I'm going to have the CO2 keep going. Did I run out of the filter? No, filter's fine. And we have 6.67 kilomoles there. Yeah. I'm glad to have a bunch of volatiles. The problem is, and this is why we're uprooting this is hot volatiles. It's 46 Celsius, combining with a 35 oxygen. The oxygen actually warmed up as a result of the gas mixing, because the coolant warmed up, which warmed up the oxygen. So it will equalize faster with these super large mixers, which then will prevent my fuel mixing from being wrong. Alright. Let's get back out there and set up all the flat walls, and then remove all the air blocking frames. Getting pretty close to the structure of this project being done. And then the actual plumbing is like really, really simple. The actual, I'll need to make more insulated pipes, but the, it's not a complicated, piping at all. How much CO2 is there in the coolant loop? About 7 MPa. I could always add to it. But if I added to it, I would also need... Like, anytime I add to it, it's going to require a considerable amount of air conditioning before it becomes, like, useful. Oh, I miscounted. No, Crafty, you were right. Apparently I'm bad at math. Oh, no, I didn't miscount. I have extra, right, after... I take it back. Sorry, I was trying to compliment you, but you're bad at math. There we go. So, double checking that it's all enclosed so we don't have a breach. Yep. Big old boring box. That is all set. Oh, is there still... Wow, there's still, like... What? Whatever. Uno reverse compliment? Yeah. I'm brutal. Here I'm using the jetpack inside. But my jetpack is full of carbon dioxide, so that's totally fine. The way the ACs work is if they have to cool something, the waste gas gets warmer, and if they have to heat something, the waste gas gets colder. It works in both directions. So you can use an air conditioner for heating. It's just not a good heater. So most people don't. No, I don't know. Maybe people do. Don't want to speak for everyone. There we go. I need a flashlight even to be able to see the ceiling now. Sweet. So the plan is to take these large direct heat exchangers and use the super large version of them so that they transfer a massive amount of heat exchange, and to stack them on floorboards above. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have them over to the left so that these windows aren't like completely blocked up. I think that would look nicer. But that's the general idea. Have 4 gases, carbon dioxide, oxygen, volatiles, and nitrogen all being heat exchanged in one giant cooling tower, essentially. And that's the plan right now. Is to get that plumbed up, hooked up, all set. I may need more silicon for the piping for it, but yeah. All right, let's eat and drink and continue down that route. Add some nice vert to the base for once. Yeah, I thought it made sense to go vertical in this case because it doesn't require me to the heat exchangers are like passive coolers, right? They don't require active input from me, so I don't need to necessarily ascend regularly or anything like that. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeer's Brutal Vulcan, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Vulcanites.